Hi everybody, I am Heather Briggs of My So Quilty Life, and I am here at the Moda headquarters in Dallas, Texas, and I'm talking all about my new fabric line, Sunbonnet. So first we're going to start by talking all about the collection, and it is so sweet and is so soft, and everything I love about a fabric collection I put into this. So first we're going to start by talking all about our cream colorway. We have this beautiful floral, and it is so pretty with all these beautiful flowers. You've got super cute tulips. It is just so cute, so dainty. It's not a large floral scaled pattern, so it's actually perfect to still use within your piecing in the quilts too, but it also really looks beautiful as your borders and your backing as well. We also have our white on white, and it's more of a lattice orange peel type of print, which I just think is so fun, and it works really well as the background fabric. The next print is one of my favorite in the entire collection. It is this adorable sunbonnet print with these little multicolored sunbonnets. One thing I really love about this collection is, although it is themed sunbonnet, not every print has that theme in it. So if you don't really enjoy sunbonnets or that's not your thing, it's totally fine. This collection is still going to work for you. And then next we just have a couple of little dainty flowers just to supplement the other prints. We have this beautiful cross stitch print, which I just love. This is actually based on one of my quilt pattern designs from my last collection, Cottage Charm. Now, another favorite of mine, I love a dainty floral, especially with a white background that's multicolored. This print is also my favorite in the fabric collection, and it is so beautiful. Next, we have our tan colorway. I felt like in some of my patterns, I did need a tan to really bring out some of the designs, and you will see those quilts in just a second, and I will point out where those are. So we just have a gingham. We have that lattice again, and then we have another fun print, which is like a little polka dot with a little flower in the center. So our next colorway are the pinks, and you know I love pink. That's one of my favorite colors, but I'm gonna start by showing you the main floral in pink because it is so pretty. I just love these white flowers and how it plays on that pink background with the other colors are so beautiful. But another print that you haven't seen just yet in the cream colorway, I designed an all over little floral tulip print, and I outlined it with little stitches so it looks like embroidery, and I just think that is so pretty. We also have this dainty tulip floral, which I think is so sweet, and then again we have our tonal in the cross stitch print, and then another one of my favorites. I'm gonna say that so many times because I really do love every piece in this collection, and then we have the lattice print in pink, and then this sweet cute gingham in pink. I just really love all these pinks. I think they are so pretty. Now we have the blue colorway. We also have our main floral, which has actually been super fun to put on the backs of my quilts. I love this one. And again, you have the white flowers, so they really pop off that blue background. And again, more florals, which I love. So I'm gonna flip through these. And again, with this beautiful multi-dainty floral. And this is one that I really love too. It's that darker blue with the polka dot with the flowers in the center. And I feel like those flowers really do pop in this print. So this has been fun. I've also included this in some of my borders on my quilts, which you'll see in just a second. We've got the sunbonnets again, and then one print we haven't seen just yet is my stripe, which makes the perfect bindings. So there are 3 different stripe colors in this collection for you to use as bindings, and blue is just one of those. And then finally we have a blue gingham, and then a little bit of a darker blue print for the embroidered flowers. The next colorway is just a deeper pink, and I've not included something like this in my fabric collections yet. You'll probably notice this is a little bit more saturated than I normally do with my softer pastel colors. Again, just beautiful prints, the cute little bonnets. Again, that stripe is back, the lattice, and then one of my favorite prints is actually what really was the inspiration for this collection is this one. And you're probably thinking, how did a gingham inspire you to design all this? Well, the only quilt that was ever passed down to me was a Sunbonnet Sue, and she was completely made, her dress and everything, the borders, in a red dainty gingham. And I loved that. And it was Sunbonnet Sue, and I knew I had to have this little dainty red gingham in the fabric collection. And last but not least, you know I love my greens. I love having greens in a fabric collection because I usually will design a floral quilt, and to me, the leaves and the stems have to be green, so I like to include those. And we just have that cross stitch print, the bonnets, and on this one, our dainty flowers is actually a tonal, which is just all white flowers, which is perfect and simple. I love that. Again, our last and final stripe print, and then that lattice. So next I'm going to talk really quick about the beautiful bellas within this fabric collection. Again, they match perfectly to this fabric collection. If you're ever needing something to supplement the fabric collection and you just want a little bit more, Bella solids are a really great way. And I just love collecting them. And isn't this so cute? I love this. So pretty. Okay, last but definitely not least in this fabric collection, we have the most gorgeous panel, and it's sunbonnets. So what I did is I designed 3 different sunbonnets. Their hats are different and their flowers they're holding are different. And I put every single design from the fabric collection within their cute little dresses and their bonnets and their shoes. And I think it turned out so beautifully. I cannot wait to show you everything that I made with this panel, and I cannot wait to see what you do as well. It was so fun to work with. You just cut out on the dotted line and you get to sewing super easy. That's why I love panels. So in addition to the beautiful fabric yardage you'll be able to buy at your quilt shops, you can also purchase the wonderful pre-cuts. We have all of the beautiful arrangement. We have our fat quarter bundle, we have our fat eighth bundle, which isn't always in every line, so you'll have to pick one of these up if you love to collect those and add to your stash. We have our jelly rolls, our mini charm packs, and our layer cakes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this cleared off, and we're gonna talk about the wonderful quilt patterns I designed for Sunbonnet. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about all the sunbonnet quilts I designed for this collection. So the first one is called Tulip Delight, and it is a jelly roll friendly quilt, which is so fun. Who doesn't love to just grab a jelly roll, some background fabric, and get started? This one has 2 different blocks, just a tulip block and then a patchwork block, so it goes together super simple. If you remember that blueprint with the polka dots with the flowers, this is where I used it. It makes a really great border. So this is Tulip Delight. It is 83 by 83, and it's the perfect size quilt. And our next quilt is called Happy Hearts, and if you know me, you know that I love heart quilts. This one is a layer cake friendly quilt, which is awesome. Again, you can grab that layer cake, some sashing yardage, and a border, and you have a beautiful quilt. This one is a little bit larger. It is 73 by 90, and it is so big. I love it. It actually makes the perfect twin size quilt, and it is actually super simple to piece. You just have your heart blocks, and everybody loves a good patchwork block, just some sashing and a border, and you are ready to go. Our next one is called Lovely Stitches, and with this collection, I kept thinking how cute would it be to design sewing inspired quilts, so I did that a lot with this collection. This quilt is 67 by 80, and here we have that beautiful blue print in the main floral as the backing. This one is fun. This is actually a cute little spool with a heart in an embroidery hoop frame. Look how cute that is. I really love it. This is a fat quarter friendly quilt, so you just need 16 fat quarters. You also need a little bit of a gray Bella and then some of those tan prints, which I mentioned in the beginning. This is really where I use those in these embroidery hoops. See, I was thinking. And the next quilt is called Starburst. Now, you all know that I hardly design star quilts, so this is definitely newer to me. You all know my story about how I really love to design floral quilts because then I don't cut off any of my points. Now we have a star quilt, and I'm gonna be designing more of these in the future because I don't cut off my points anymore. I've learned a little bit since designing and making more quilts. This quilt is actually quarter yard friendly, which is great. So if you have a lot of my other collections, this actually pairs really well as well. So if you do have some of those quarter yards from previous projects, or you want to pick up some sunbonnet quarter yards, this is such a fun quilt. So it's just a star block with some sashing, and you just make the same stars, which is great for a quick weekend quilt. This quilt is 72 inches by 72 inches. So the next quilt I really want to show you is the one you've probably seen behind me on the wall. This is my Quilt Room Signature Block of the Month quilt, and it's actually my favorite quilt to design. I just love to design with a ton of smaller pieces to really get that detail, and so in every fabric collection I always have my Signature Block of the Month quilt. This is Quilt Room. She is so beautiful. I love her so much. This is a 5-month Block of the Month program that actually starts in January 2026, and if you know me or you've joined my Block of the Month programs in the past, you know I really love to focus on experience and community. So I create such a fun experience for you as you work through this quilt, and I even motivate you along the way to get it finished because we need to finish our quilts right. And this one is so fun to have displayed in your quilt room. It is just so fun. For my Sunbonnet fabric collection, I designed 3 freebies just for you. First, we have a cute little mini charm pattern. This one is called Love Me Mini, and it finishes at 19 by 19. It is so stinking cute. I love it. All you need is a mini charm, and you need your background fabric, binding, and backing, and you've got a cute little project that you can also turn into a pillow. My next pattern is one of my favorites. Again, this is free, so you'll have to pick it up with your panel and a little bit of yardage to make this adorable, super cute crib-sized quilt. It is 45 by 45. All it uses are 9 of the panel blocks, so you get to pick and choose which ones are your favorite. The thing I really love about these panel quilts is it really does make a really cute and fast baby quilt, perfect for a baby shower. One thing I really love about my free patterns is if you've never used one of my patterns before, it is a really great way to test out how I write patterns, so you can get a taste of how I write patterns before you purchase one of my paid patterns. My next pattern is called Hopscotch. It just kind of reminds me as a kid as kind of playing the game Hopscotch. This is a 40 by 50 quilt. Again, it uses the panel. It uses 10 of the panel blocks and just a charm pack with a little bit of sashing in these little patchwork blocks, just some yardage. This one is so cute. So don't forget to head over to my blog at mysoquiltylife.com to download these patterns, as well as sign up for my email list so you don't miss out on all the other free patterns I have for you. Okay, and before we go, I actually designed some super cute products to go with the Sunbonnet line, so you can coordinate them with your cute fabric stash at home. First, we have my binding holders. This one does have the print of one of my favorites and actually has a cute heart cutout. I thought that was super cute. Here I have showing my binding. You can actually fit 2 bindings on each of these. And then last but not least, I have my adorable little Sunbonnet girl. These are really made with great quality, and I've loved using them when binding on my quilts. Another fun product I have are little notepads that match the fabric collection. I'm a list maker. I'm always using notepads, and I also love when it's super cute and it matches the fabric, so that's a plus. I also have a couple of other items, needle minders, zipper charms, and some cute little woven labels that you'll be able to check out in your local quilt shop soon. Thank you so much for taking a look at Sunbonnet with me. I enjoyed sharing all my quilt patterns and my products with you in my block of the month. Sunbonnet ships to stores in September of 2025, so you'll be able to pick it up very soon in your local quilt shop. I cannot wait to see what you make with this fabric collection. Don't forget to tag me at mysoquiltylife on social media. Happy sewing!